and Councilman Range are absent excused. For those who are able, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I ask you to remain standing after the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing where I put my notes. I want to take a moment to remember Madison resident Nick Mangold. Nick Allen Mangold passed away on October 25th of complications from chronic kidney disease at the age of 41. Born in 1984 in Centerville, Ohio, Nick grew up in the Dayton area and attended Archbishop Alter High School in Kettering, where he lettered in football, wrestling, and track. He went on to attend Ohio State University, playing center for the Buckeyes from 2002 through 2005, establishing himself as one of the nation's top offensive linemen. In 2006, he was selected in the first round, 29th overall by the New York Jets, and it was the beginning of an 11-year career spent entirely with the Jets, which, as most people know, is a rarity in these days. During his career, he earned 7 Pro Bowl selections, was named first Team All-Pro in 2009, 2010. His teammates and coaches cited him as the heartbeat of the line. His impact went well beyond the stats. He set the tone for discipline, preparation, and team culture. And after retiring from the NFL, he remained connected to the Jets and his community. He was inducted to the Jets Ring of Honor in 2022. As many people know, he recently revealed to the public he had been living with chronic kidney disease, a genetic defect that was first diagnosed in 2006. He was undergoing dialysis while seeking a kidney transplant, and his death on the 25th was attributed to complications from his kidney disease. Nick is survived by his wife, Jennifer, who was his high school sweetheart. He married in 2007, and their 4 children. He's also survived by his parents and 3 sisters. Nick Mangold was relatively new to Madison, but certainly made his presence felt throughout our community since the day he decided that Madison would be the place that he and his wife would settle and raise their children. He was an active parishioner at St. Vincent Martyr Church. He was also active with the Elks Club. He supported many charities with his generosity. And I'm guessing that while his plea for a kidney donor was not able to save his own life, that will possibly save the lives of others who are facing kidney disease, as many may have stepped forward to offer their kidney for donation. Nick Mangold was just beginning his time as a committed Madison resident, and by the emails I've received, I can tell you his larger life caring nature touched many in our community. It is with this in mind that I've ordered the flags to be lowered to half staff on the day of his service on November 4th. So let us take a moment to remember Nick Mangold, and let's pass our thoughts on to his family and friends that he leaves behind. Thank you. We have no minutes for approval, so we'll go right into my greeting. Welcome all on this crisp fall evening, and welcome to our Drew journalism class. Thank you for taking the time to keep a great profession alive and well, and to report the happenings here in Madison. As I mentioned at the last council meeting, we'll be holding a town hall meeting to present some background on affordable housing settlements and the obligations it has created, and also other issues related to proposed developments that are in the pipeline. The town hall meeting is scheduled for Thursday, December 4th at 7 p.m. Our goal was to try to schedule it sooner, but when you factor in November with teachers convention, the League of Municipalities Conference, Thanksgiving, that was there, the whole month slipped by all of a sudden, so we will be in this room on December 4th. And on Saturday, October 18th, we celebrated the first anniversary of the Bakehouse by Joe Murphy, right on Main Street, with a ribbon cutting sponsored by the Chamber. It's hard to believe it's already been a year with their tasty treats. If you haven't visited there, you better. It is a great bakery. And this past Saturday was a perfect day for the annual Chamber of Commerce Halloween Parade. Our town was filled with trick-or-treaters who visited our stores, and our shop owners welcomed them with giving out candy. And I led the parade in my best version of Madison mayor costume I could find. And what was interesting, as I was in front of the parade, there was a family that was not from Madison, but from Mendham, marching in the front of the parade. And they just loved downtown Madison, and so they knew about it. They made the trip all the way from Mendham to be in there and to support our businesses. And they talked about how often they make the trip from Mendham for Madison events. And that says so much about our chamber and our downtown. And I want to recognize Chris McDougall from Department of Public Works, who will be celebrating his 25th anniversary on October 30th. So if you see him, please congratulate him. And now I'm going to come down below for two proclamations. Captain Joe Longo up here first. So tomorrow, October 28th, is National First Responders Day, a very special day to recognize all those that answer the call. When you're in need, our forces here in Madison step forward, police, fire, and now EMTs through the fire department. So whereas first responders, including firefighters, police officers, emergency medical technicians, 911 operators, paramedics, public works professionals, electric utility workers, and other emergency personnel stand in the front lines of our communities, selflessly serving and protecting the citizens of the Borough of Madison in times of crisis. And whereas at a moment's notice, first responders are quick to respond to dangerous situations 24 hours a day, 7 days a week throughout the year. And whereas first responders play a vital role, an indispensable role in preserving public safety, alleviating suffering during emergencies, and supporting community resilience. And whereas first responders undergo significant education, specialized training, and personal sacrifice to contribute to their excellent and necessary skills to the public. And whereas we recognize the integral role of first responders play in our communities and the benefits derived from their hard work, commitment, sacrifice, and unhesitating dedication. Now, therefore, I, Robert H. Conley, the Mayor of Borough of Madison, on behalf of the governing body, proclaim October 28, 2025 as National First Responders Day in the Borough of Madison and urge all residents to recognize benefits we experience thanks to your hard work, commitment, sacrifice, and dedication. Captain, thank you for representing all our... And if I could have the Forum Club President, David Patriciano, please come up, and all the other Forum Club members come and join them up here. And for that matter, any other proud Italians that are in this room right now. Dominic, can we get you up here too? Dominic's can stay in the... As we know, we do quite a few proclamations, and one of our residents, Joe DiBiase from Fairwood, reached out to me and said, you know, with Madison's great Italian heritage, how come we haven't done Italian Italian American Heritage Month? And I said, that is a great question. So that's why we are presenting this proclamation, because the heritage that has been provided to Madison through the Italians, whether they were here for a couple of years or came 100 years for the Rose Gardens, or working on the mansions, or just doing everything possible to make our town so great. So we now have a new tradition in making sure we recognize the Italian American heritage. Whereas Italian Americans have made profound and enduring contributions to the history, culture, and success of the United States and have played a vital role in shaping our nation. And whereas more than 5 million Italians emigrated to the United States between 1820 and 2000, and there are currently more than 26 million Americans of Italian descent residing in the United States. And whereas upon arrival in the United States, the Italian American community faced racial, social, and religious discrimination, yet persevered with hope and hard work to reach the American dream. And whereas Italian Americans have honorably served the United States military since the Revolutionary War, and whereas the Borough of Madison is proud to be home of many residents of Italian descent whose tradition, values, and work ethic have enriched the civic and cultural economic life of our community. And whereas Italian Americans have distinguished themselves in every field from the arts, science, to public service, construction, restaurants, business, education, and sports, and a walk through our downtown business district and beyond the evidence of this. Just take a walk through and you'll see what our Italian Americans have done in Madison. And whereas Italian Americans in Madison have a long history of giving back through various social and religious organizations, as I said, I've invited the Forum Club up here to accept this. They have a home was once on Walnut Street, which is why the housing project there is called the Forum, to recognize their heritage. And the Forum Club is still going strong. They would have been here at the last council meeting, but they're going so strong they had the final night of their annual bocce tournament. And they said, well, Mayor Bob, we'd love to skip the finals and the great food we're cooking tonight, but no, we'll see at the next meeting. So thank you for your patience. So now, therefore, I, Robert H. Connolly, Mayor of Borough of Madison, on behalf of the governing body, hereby proclaim October 2025 as Italian American Heritage Month, and take this opportunity to honor the achievements and contributions of Italian Americans and express our gratitude for ongoing strengthening of our community. Thank you so much.
This is a big honor for us. Right from the beginning, when we were formed close to 100 years ago, we always believed in giving back to the community. So we did it then, and we do it now. So thank you for this.
Thank you so much. Thank you for coming out. Okay, we now move on to reports from committees. Public Safety, Mr. Landrigan.
Thank you, Mayor. From the Police Department, Madison High School's hosted its Trunk or Treat on October 25th, and present was School Resource Officer Rickle and School Resource Officer Downs. The event was from 6 to 7:30 p.m., and officers enjoyed the community engagement with other residents. During Halloween day and night, and the night being prior October 30th, you'll see an increase of marked patrol units in the residential neighborhoods to ensure safe trick-or-treating. We want all motorists to be extra cautious while traveling and to slow down and stay alert in residential neighborhoods. We urge trick-or-treaters to stay on the sidewalks and do not cut between parked vehicles while trick-or-treating. The Police Department will be conducting their fall firearms qualifications beginning next week on November 3rd, 4th, and 6th. The qualifications will be held on those dates from approximately 3 to 9 p.m. The qualifications are mandated by the New Jersey Attorney General. On November 19th, Madison officers will be attending Bagels and Brainstorming at the community house with our friends at Project Community Pride. We meet each month or nearly monthly to connect with Pride members and surrounding agencies to discuss community needs. Okay, from the fire department. Since the last report 12 days ago, the fire department has been extremely busy responding to over 90 emergency calls. Tonight, the fire department is taking part in live fire training with the Chatham Borough Fire Department at the Fire Academy. This is the first of 2 nights. Firefighters Patrick Colligan and Jack Downs completed the week-long rapid intervention class at the Academy. This difficult class teaches self-rescue and advanced techniques in rescuing downed firefighters. As the weather is getting colder and we start to turn on our heat, it is important to make sure furnaces and boilers are working properly. This includes making sure things are stored away from these units. All elementary schools have been visited by the fire department for Fire Prevention Month to talk about fire safety. And finally, as a reminder for the Fire Prevention Month, please make sure you have working carbon monoxide and smoke detectors. Okay, and finally, from the Joint Municipal Court, when comparing revenue, Madison revenue increased approximately 17% in September 2025 compared to the same period in 24. In addition, there was a slight decrease in revenue compared to the previous month. The Madison Joint Court includes all 4 towns and police departments and had a slight revenue decrease of approximately $12.16 in September compared to September of 24. Thank you, Mayor, that's all.
Thank you. And utilities, Councilman Howard Plutus, please.
Let's put the microphone on, that might help. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight from the community. From the water department, nothing too exciting happened the past month, and fortunately we were spared any dramatic flooding from the nor'easter that passed off to the east. The water utility dug and repaired a 12-inch water main break at the Bell joint on Park Avenue. They continued to dig and repair curb boxes around the community and continue with hydrant flushing. This is fairly important for anybody using the recreation fields. They winterized the Rosedale Avenue baseball field bathrooms and the other bathrooms and water fountains around the community fields. And there was one more new fire hydrant valve installed on Beach Avenue. From the electric utility, routine work around town. Madison Housing Authority building, the new affordable housing building on Community Place. They had to clean the high voltage porcelain insulators in the transformer. 1016, they did a pole transfer at 6 Cedar. They installed a new pole on Midwood Terrace for the new house that's being built there. 2 houses, actually. Installed new pole for an underground service at 34 Crestview. Substation maintenance at James Park Substation. Tree line clearance continues throughout the borough. And very important also, they will be cutting down the Madison annual Christmas tree from a family on Central Avenue that has donated the Christmas tree. I don't know the name of the family, though. I don't know if anybody else does. No? All right, we'll find out. We'll announce it at the next meeting. And that's all, Mayor.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
And community.
Oh, I have one more message.
What?
Sorry. So from the community garden, I saw a message from Dr. Freed. He's on the board of the community garden, and they reached 1,000 pounds of fresh produce donations. There was a refrigerator contributed there by the Madison Rotary, and the farmers there continue to bring some of their fruits and vegetables over to this refrigerator, and every other Saturday they donate food to the Madison Community Food Bank on Cook Avenue. That's all. Sorry.
Thank you for sharing that. It is a combination of surplus that they've grown, and some dedicate their whole, such as Rotary maintaining a couple of their gardens, 100% is donated. So, yep. Community Affairs and Public Works and Engineering.
Thank you, Mayor. From the Downtown Development Commission, please continue to visit the Madison Farm and Artisan Market through December 13th between 9 and 2 every Saturday. The Chamber of Commerce held a successful Halloween parade, and on November 1st will be the Rose City Dog Day and Parade, so those who didn't get to dress up last time can this time with their dog. And at the Madison Community Arts Center, there is a blood drive on Wednesday from 12 to 5, and on November 2nd at 3, Jersey Jazz Live Concert will be featuring NJJS scholarship winners. From the Department of Public Works, there was a replacement of damaged sidewalk on Rosedale Avenue, and the team planted trees for the Shade Tree Board, so there's some new trees around town. Additional mowing at the MRC Meadow was done for the Environmental Commission in preparation for a seeding project. They assisted the water utility with a repair on Park Avenue. They cut and trimmed the grass at the community pool and started winterizing procedures there. The DPW also assisted the police with the Halloween parade and completed installation of additional stormwater drainage on West Lane. The curbside leaf collection has started. Please do not put rocks, sticks, stumps, or dirt out to the curb. They will not be picked up. Regular yard waste collection by our contractor continues until December 3rd. And yard waste bags are available at the DPW garage or the clerk's office. And from the Environmental Commission, we have an opportunity for learning on November 8th, which is an excellent time to plant trees. The Madison Shade Tree Management Board will hold a free tree planting demonstration in Cole Park. So November 8th at 3 p.m. Tree experts will show recommended planting techniques for 3 different sizes of white oak trees. A limited number of free white oak seedlings will be available to attendees as outdoor prizes. And you can find more information on the Madison Facebook page for the Madison Shade Tree Management Board.
Thank you. Health and Finance.
Thank you, Mayor. I'll start with finance. From the tax collector would like to remind residents that the fourth quarter taxes are due November 1st. There's a grace period through the end of business on Monday, November 10th. Any payments not received by November 10th will have interest charged back to the first of the month. In addition, the property tax reimbursement forms, known previously as the Senior Freeze Program, must be filed by October 31st. If you haven't yet completed and mailed your application to the state, time is running out. The tax office is available to answer your questions and fill out the tax certification portion of the application. From Finance and Administration, there are 2 items to report from the Finance Department, and both of these items will pose some challenges for next year's budget. First, the New Jersey State Library issued the amount of library funding that the borough must include in the 2026 budget. The amount is $2,037,937. This is an increase of over $250,000, or 14% from the 2025 budget year. Over the last 4 years, the minimum funding for the library has increased by 38%, which is significant. State law mandates that minimum funding for a public library be equal to 1/3 of a mil on a municipality's equalized assessed property values. That is 33.3 cents for every $1,000 of equalized assessed value on every property. The specific amount of library tax for your home is displayed on a separate line item on your property tax bill. Second, the borough is part of the North Jersey Health Insurance Fund. This is similar to the Mars Joint Insurance Fund for the borough's insurance for property, liability, workers' compensation, and alike. A joint insurance fund like the JIF, the Health Insurance Fund, or HIF, is a pooled insurance program where multiple public entities join together to reduce risks, pool resources, and obtain insurance at a more competitive price. Health insurance costs across the country are increasing significantly, and unfortunately, the borough is not immune. The cost for health plans for our borough employees is increasing by 25% this year. All employees that receive health insurance from the borough pay a portion of their insurance based on their salary, with some employees paying 35% of the cost of the insurance. The remainder of the cost of insurance is paid by the borough. The 25% increase is unfortunately bad news for both the borough budget and the employees. From the Health Department, the Health Department held its flu clinic on October 23rd with 27 residents participating. Any resident who needs a home visit for a flu vaccination can call the Health Department for an appointment. The department has ordered COVID vaccine for children and will be holding clinics for children 6 months through 5 years in the upcoming weeks. Amy Lewis, health educator, was chosen as Youth Advisor of the Year by Lindsay Meyer Teen Institute. Laura Scanlon, public health nurse, completed a suicide prevention certification program. And Megan Avalone, our health officer, presented on a national platform hosted by the de Beaumont Foundation on community engagement and power building. The department continues its Be Seen by Halloween campaign and recommends all residents receive a flu vaccine and COVID vaccine if recommended by Halloween. During September, there were 35 retail food inspections completed, 33 complaints followed up on, 5 communicable diseases investigated. And the Health Department has been working with the Sustainable Madison Advisory Commission to create a Health in All Policies Task Force. The newly formed task force will work with the borough administration and departments to create an official Health in All Policies plan. Efforts are ongoing to finalize membership of that task force and the planning of the training of the task force members. It's planned that at least one member of relevant municipal committees and commissions will have some training in HIAP. The Madison Board of Health will serve as a resource for that plan. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you very much. And just a little background for our students. Each of our council members are assigned an area which they will present reports at each of the council meetings. That also means they will be representing and provide the connection between committees and the council, so they'll attend meetings when possible. So you just heard reports from Finance and Borough Clerk, the Public Safety, Public Works and Engineering, Utilities, Community Affairs, and Health. So that's part of their responsibilities. And the budget process, which Councilman Forte alluded to a little bit, doesn't really start until next year, even though it's a calendar year budget, but we start worrying about it a whole lot earlier than that. And when you hear that about health insurance, we're worrying now. And now we'll move on to communications and petitions.
Yes, Mayor. Mayor and Council received an email dated October 17th from resident David Steckity regarding abandoned properties, and another email from resident Laura Venuto regarding proposed development of Giralda 1.
Thank you very much. We now move on to our first of 2 invitations for public comment. This section is limited to any agenda discussions we have and the resolutions on our consent agenda. If you want to comment on any other topic, we'll have that session a little bit later. So these are the items you may comment on now. We have no agenda discussion scheduled for tonight. I'm sorry that we don't have anything to present to you. But these are the resolutions that will also be part of the consent agenda. Resolution 291, authorize an extension of shared service agreement with the Senior Center of Chatham's to provide senior programming. This will run through 2026. Resolution 292 is endorsing New Jersey Safe Routes to School program, which encourages students to get to school outside of a car. Resolution 293 is supporting Madison Environmental Commission Bat Week event. Resolution 294 is authorizing Shade Tree Management Board Learn to Plant a Tree event at Cole Park. And this is on November 8th. Resolution 295 is approving raffle licenses for the Madison Ice Hockey Booster Club, off-premise license, and also a data merchandise raffle on November 6th, or February 6th, rather. Resolution 296 is authorizing closure of Prospect Street parking lot and Prospect and Main Streets for the annual holiday parade and tree lighting. The Toto family just left, but Christmas is in the air already, and that will be happening on November 28th. Resolution 297, authorizing collective bargaining agreement with the Federation of White Collar and Workers and Supervisors, and this is January 1st through December 31st of 2029. Resolution 298, authorizing medical and prescription drug plan offerings under the North Jersey Health and Dental Insurance Fund for 2026. And these are the various plans that have already been mentioned offered to our employees. Resolution 299 is authorizing renewal of agreement with Employee Assistance Program, Atlantic Health System. Resolution 300, approving special event permit to allow use of Bailey Ellard parking lot by Karen Giordano. And this is various Thursdays, April, May, and October. And those are the resolutions you may comment on. If you wish to comment on any of those, step up to the lectern, state your name and address, write the same in the clipboard, and then the resolution you are commenting on. Anyone wishing to comment, please step forward. Seeing none, I close this part of the meeting. And as mentioned, we have no agenda discussions, and we have no ordinances for hearing because we didn't have the full 2 weeks in between meetings. So the ordinances that were introduced on October 15th have a hearing date of November 10th, and that includes the ordinance on e-bike regulations. So we are now on to our second invitation for public comment, and this is when you may comment on any topic. And again, same rules apply. Step up to the lectern, state your name and address, write the same on the clipboard. Try to keep your comments to 3 minutes, but we give you that 1 minute grace period and have you stop at 4 minutes.
Good evening, everyone. As you know, my name is Colette Kreskis. I live at 7 Albright Circle, and I am a friend of the Drew Forest, and I'm just here to remind those present and the council that attorneys for Madison Borough and Drew University will again be presenting their cases in court this Wednesday morning, October 29th, at the Morristown Courthouse. So please join the Friends of the Forest, if you would, at the courthouse on Schuler Place to show your support of saving the forest. We encourage you to wear your turquoise Friends of the Forest t-shirts or any turquoise shirt that you may have. And we'd also love it if you could show your support of the Friends of the Forest and the Madison Borough in saving the forest. For more details and to RSVP, you can please go to our website, friendsofthedrewforest.com. And I also have a few Friends of the Forest cards that our local Madisonians wrote at the farmers market this weekend for Mayor Conley. So thank you, Mayor Conley.
Go through the clerk and then, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Colette. Anyone else wishing to comment, please step forward. Seeing none, I close this part of the meeting. And we move on to introduction of ordinances. Will the clerk please read the statement?
The ordinance is scheduled for first reading, have a hearing date set for November the 10th, 2025, will be published in the Madison Eagle, posted on the bulletin board, and made available to members of the public requesting copies.
I call ordinances for first reading and ask the Borough Clerk to read said ordinance by title. Ordinance 48-2025.
Ordinance of the Borough of Madison amending Chapter 134 of the Madison Borough Code entitled Parking Lots to increase parking fees.
Mayor, I move ordinance 48-2025.
Second.
Council discussion? Tom?
So I was looking at this, Mayor, and fellow council people. I was looking at the one page. I see that the fees are going up for the commuter parking annually. Seems reasonable. Merchant employee parking is not changing, and residential tenant permit is changing a little bit. The number 3 says fees for commuter resident-only vehicles and residential tenant vehicles shall increase by $25 beginning on January 1st, 2020, and shall increase every year thereafter by $25 until 2029. So it already started on 2020? Does that sound right, Jim?
The plan was, and then this thing called the pandemic hit.
Yes, sir.
And we decided, since no one was using the parking lots, that it was not the time to.
Right. So is that retroactive, though, like the $25 from 2020?
This is a catch-up, yes.
Okay, but number 3 still doesn't make any sense to me, but if you guys understand it, then I guess that's all right. And the other question I have is with regards to the chart that shows our parking. It says we have 793 spots, I think, no, 793 permits and 565 spots, available permit spaces. And then you have, as of 2025, if you add up residential, borough employee, commuters, and merchant employees, so you have more permits than parking spots. Jim, does that sound right?
So, yeah, that is, for one, as you know, not everyone hops a train every day of the week.
Yeah.
Mondays are for downtown and for merchants, like the lot across the street today was pretty quiet, but later in the week it'll be fairly busy, so you're gonna have a surplus. There are management tools we use for the times when everyone,
Yeah?
not everyone ever decides, but there are days when more people decide than we have spots for, and our parking enforcement official will
Yeah.
arrange for some on the street or other things. Anything, Captain Longo, anything I didn't say is not accurate?
Yeah? Overbook? You overbook and then just take your
Yeah,
chance?
it's, as I said, so Captain doesn't have a microphone, but for those at home, he said it's kind of like the airline model, but we're not going to offer you a free round trip if you offer to.
Yeah, no
give up
overnight
your spot.
hotel stay at the police department? Okay. Okay, thank you very much, Mayor. Just was questioning that. Didn't make any sense, but I got it.
But that was helpful to explain why
Yeah.
they jump. And
But
from
the
the chart, you can see we're still pretty much behind the towns.
Oh, yeah, I saw that too. You didn't comment, I didn't comment on that, but that's good to know that we're the most reasonable permit parking for our train commuter lot.
We're most reasonable in every category.
Absolutely, Bob. You got it.
Any other discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Landrigan?
Yes.
Mr. Harlan-Pudis?
Yes.
Ms. Honahan?
Yes.
Mr. Forte?
Yes.
Okay, ordinance 49-2025.
Ordinance of the Borough of Madison amending and supplementing Chapter 185 of the Madison Borough Code entitled Vehicles and Traffic to correct inconsistencies.
Mayor, I move ordinance 49-2025.
Second.
And the title pretty much covers what this does. There's inconsistencies in the ordinance, and we're fixing that. And these were brought forward by Director of Business Development, Lisa Ellis. Any other further discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Landrigan?
Yes.
Mr. Harlan-Pudis?
Yes.
Ms. Honahan?
Yes.
Mr. Forte?
Yes.
Great, we now move on to consent agenda resolutions. Will the clerk please read the statement?
Consent agenda resolutions will be enacted with a single motion. Any resolution requiring expenditure is supported by a certification of availability of funds. Any resolution requiring discussion will be removed from the consent agenda. All resolutions will be reflected in full in the minutes.
Mayor, I move consent agenda resolution 291-2025 through 300-2025.
Second.
All right, any that need to be pulled or any discussion? Okay, roll call vote, please.
Mr. Landrigan?
Yes.
Mr. Harlan-Pudis?
Yes.
Ms. Honahan?
Yes.
Mr. Forte?
Yes.
There is no unfinished business. Approval of vouchers. Will the clerk please read the voucher totals?
From the current fund, $5,921,267.36. From the general capital fund, $74,950.82. From the electric operating fund, $522,362.31. From the electric capital fund, $960. From the water operating fund, $26,120.85. From the water capital fund, $5,532.50. From the trust, $3,881.95. The total is $6,556,075.79.
Mayor, I move approval of the vouchers.
Anyone?
Second. Sorry, Bob. Sorry, Mayor.
Any discussion? Questions? Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Landrigan?
Yes.
Mr. Harold-Putis?
Yes.
Ms. Honahan?
Yes.
Mr. Forte?
Yes.
Under new business, I wish I had some exciting new business that our students could report on, but there's nothing new and exciting to report on, so there is no new business. So with that,
Mayor, I move to adjourn.
second, all in favor?
Aye.